In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome in, Bills Mafia. Welcome back to another edition of 10 Buffalo Bills draft targets in 10 days. We are less than 4 days away from the 2025 NFL draft, so we have to kick this series off and get back on track after a long-awaited Easter and a wonderful Easter that I have, the first Easter with my son. So I hope you guys understand that we are a little bit behind schedule, and we will definitely be getting back on schedule by doing double duties throughout the week and getting these episodes back on track for you guys. We have 8 episodes left, so we are going to be doing doubles every single day leading up to the 2025 NFL draft. So I hope you hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure that you follow us on all social media, not only Nickel City Mafia, but also Go Bills Podcast and Red, White, and Bills on all social media platforms. You know where to find us, guys. You can click on over on YouTube and Instagram to find myself on there. So let's kick it off with our number 3 prospect on this list of 10 players in 10 days that the Buffalo Bills should draft. We started off the series with Za Frazier, a 6'3" cornerback out of UTSA. Moved on to day 2, where we picked up a guy that was going to get drafted probably in the second or third day of the NFL draft in Deion Walker. Now let's bring it in and let's look at that number 30 pick for the Buffalo Bills, the first round pick that they do have. I want to make this thing a little bit interesting because I know a lot of people are wondering, what are the Bills going to do at pick 30? There's so many options available for us. Defensive tackle, you're looking at edge probably. Cornerback, wide receiver has been mocked to us a bunch in the recent NFL draft mocks that I've seen around. So let's talk about some of the options that the Bills can make coming up at pick 30. So let's talk about the first option that I think that the Bills should go with in the draft. This is the player that I think is going to make the biggest impact on the Buffalo Bills, not only this year, but in the long-term goal for the team in the next 4 years. And let's talk about Trey Amos out of Ole Miss. He is a cornerback who stands 6'1", 195 pounds. Class year is a senior. His hometown is New Iberia, Louisiana. He played his high school football at a Catholic high school in New Iberia. Birth date is March 3rd, 2002, so he's only 23 years old. And he has a wonderful background going into the early age and leading up to the NFL draft. So let's talk about that background that he has. Trey Amos's path to the NFL has been one of steady development, transfers, and seizing opportunity. After being lightly recruited out of Louisiana, Amos started his career at Louisiana, where he quietly built a foundation of solid technique and versatility. He appeared in 34 games across 3 seasons, earning praise for his length and coverage ability in zone coverage. He then transferred over to Alabama in 2023, where he contributed as a rotational defensive back. While he only made 1 start, he benefited from practicing against NFL caliber receivers daily, refining his man coverage skills in a high-level system. In 2024, seeking a bigger opportunity and more consistent playing time, Amos transferred again, this time to Ole Miss, where he emerged as a full-time starter and impact player in the SEC. He earned first-team All-SEC honors and showed NFL teams that he could be more than a developmental corner. He could be a difference maker. Let's talk about his college production cumulative. He started off in Louisiana, and we're going to go over in the 24 games that he played at Louisiana, having 45 tackles, 1.5 for a loss, 1 interception, and 6 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble. 2023, in his lone season with the Alabama Crimson Tide, he played in 14 games, 12 tackles, 0 tackles for a loss, 0 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, then transferring over to Ole Miss for the 2024 season. 13 starts, 50 tackles, 3.5 for loss, 3 interceptions, and 13 pass breakups. So combined career totals of 51 games played, 107 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 interceptions, 22 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble overall in his in his collegiate career. Let's go over to his scouting report and let's talk about some of the strengths that he has and what he will bring to whatever NFL team picks him, whether it's the Buffalo Bills or not. He brings press zone hybrid ability. Amos is most comfortable in zone concepts where he can read and react, but he has shown the ability to use his technique and physicality to jam receivers in press man and mirror routes downfield. He also brings ball skills. His 13 pass breakups in 2024 weren't a fluke. He has great timing and does a good job playing through the hands at the catch point, doesn't panic, and uses his hands as well as his body to fight back towards the football. He has fluid movement. Amos has smooth hips for a 6'1" corner and keeps good positioning through route breaks. Not elite twitch, but excellent control. Willing run defender. And this is an area that the Buffalo Bills are going to miss with the free agency period when they lost Rasul Douglas. Whether he comes back to the Bills or not is to be determined. But Trey Amos attacks, blocks, and tackles with intent, not a liability in run support, and brings the attitude you want from a boundary corner. He has a high football IQ, understands leverage, route combinations, and has experience in multiple defensive systems, gives him a high floor entering the NFL draft. Some areas of improvement: he does not have top end speed. He did clock at 4.43 at his pro day, but long speed can be tested by elite deep threats. May need safety help in true man coverage situations against burners. His route recognition on double moves is another area that he needs to improve on. At times, he bites too hard on initial fakes, needs to trust his positioning and technique more. Ball production could be higher. Despite being in position often, he doesn't generate turnovers consistently throughout college until his final season. He is a one-year starter, which is something that could be a concern by some teams. Only one full season of high-level starting experience. May need a ramp-up period in the NFL before assuming cornerback 2 responsibilities for a team. And that's what I think that would be a great thing for the Bills to do, is bring in Amos, especially with the newly acquired addition of bringing back Tre'Davious White to the team. Let's talk about some of his athletic testing and measurements. Stands 6'1", 195 pounds, 4.43 40-yard dash, 1.52 10-yard split, 32.5-inch vertical jump, 10 foot 6 inches for the broad jump, bench press 13 reps at 225 pounds, 31.25-inch arm length, 77.4 inches in wingspan. His draft projection is going to be a late round pick for the first round to early third round pick in the NFL draft. I do think that third round pick is kind of a little bit late. I think he's going to go more into the second round if he does fall, but early second round is where I project him to go. He is around the cornerback 9 to cornerback 11 in most of the players and people that mock draft. His player comp is Kendall Fuller of the Commanders or Jamal Dean of the Bucks. Amos will appeal most to teams that run zone heavy or match zone coverage systems and value length, intelligence, and tackling from their cornerbacks. So where does he fit into the Buffalo Bills and why he is a fit in the scheme? And let's analyze that right now. The Buffalo Bills are an ideal landing spot for Amos due to both scheme and the roster needs. Zone coverage priority is important. Look at Sean McDermott and new defensive coordinator Bobby Babich. What they have done historically, they have emphasized zone-heavy concepts, particularly cover 2, quarters, and match-up zone. Amos has played in those systems at Ole Miss and Alabama. The need for cornerback depth. With Tre'Davious White coming to the Buffalo Bills and Kaiir Elam leaving the Buffalo Bills, Rasul Douglas has also left the team as well. The back half of the team is completely decimated, and the Bills need to find somebody that can come in as a young, cost-effective, young cornerback that can groom behind Christian Benford and Dane Jackson and Trey Davis White. The special teams value that Amos brings to the Buffalo Bills is important as well. Another area that the Bills need to improve on is their special teams. They did fire their their special teams coordinator last year and brought in Chris Tabor, who was with the Carolina Panthers for a number of years. Amos has over 500 career special team snaps. He could immediately contribute on coverage units while learning the defensive system for the Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about the depth chart of the Buffalo Bills right now. Christian Benford is going to be the number one cornerback for the Buffalo Bills. At number 2, you're looking at probably Tre'Davious White or Dane Jackson. Whoever wins that combination is going to be the number 2 cornerback for the team. At number 3 cornerback in the nickel spot is going to be Taron Johnson. But the depth of the Buffalo Bills has been decimated with Kaiir Elam, Rasul Douglas, and some other players in Kaiir Elam that have left the Buffalo Bills. The Bills do have Cam Lewis as well as Jamarcus Ingram on the team as well, but I think the Bills need to find some more depth in what they have at the cornerback position. Coaches and scouts quotes for Trey Amos is that Trey is a guy who just jumps out and competes. You throw him in a new system and he figures it out. That versatility is going to help stick with him. That's what his Ole Miss defensive back coach said about him. An AFC South scout said that he may not be the loudest cornerback in this class, but he's one of the most technically sound cornerbacks that you will see. He doesn't give you much. Some of the film that you need to watch for Trey Amos is his 2024 game against LSU. He has a ton of pass breakups on throws downfield and shows off his deep zone coverage. The 2024 game against Alabama, he showed off his revenge game pretty much, locking up multiple deep threats and forced one interception. In 2023, his Alabama practice tape shows off his ability to cover against Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bond in man coverage. Some final thoughts on Trey Amos. He is a savvy, physically gifted, and talented cornerback who has technically sound ability in his play. He brings the kind of zone versatility and football intelligence that fits perfectly in a defense like the Buffalo Bills. While he might not be the flashiest prospect in the draft class, his combination of steady coverage, tackling ability, and experience across multiple systems gives him a high floor and starter upside. If the Bills select him in round 2 or even in round 1, I think that fans should expect a developmental year with big upside as a long-term cornerback 2 or elite nickel cornerback if Taron Johnson leaves the Buffalo Bills in a few years, which could very well be the case for the team. But this is definitely a great fit for the Buffalo Bills, and I think this is somebody that the Bills and many people in the NFL should love. Well, that's a wrap from the Newsroom Mafia and the War Room of Nickel City Mafia. Whether it's a sleeper pick, blockbuster trade, or a future legend in the making, we've got it all covered right here on Nickel City Mafia. So if you bleed red, white, and Bills blue, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the notification bell to make sure that you never miss a move from One Bills Drive. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and as always, go Bills.